I started out at a little dive in a place called Crystal Beach, Texas, called Bob's Sports Bar and World Famous Grill. We're all familiar, I'm sure. No, the name was misleading. It wasn't actually a sports bar. It was on this place called the Bolivar Peninsula, which if you go down to Galveston Island, you catch a ferry across the bay, and drop it off. It's 20 miles long and a half mile wide, and there's ocean on one side, the bay on the other, and some cows in the middle, and some bars, and then a bunch of people who are trying really hard not to be found. And I went there to launch my show business career. I thought living by the water would be a good place to write songs, and it was the cheapest beach in America, so I could semi-afford it. And I went down there, and but I discovered that all these people were trying hard not to be found. They all had aliases like Bull, and there's a guy named Barefoot. He had his name legally changed because he hadn't worn shoes in 20 years. He was a contractor, which was interesting. Anyway, just want everybody to know that he felt really strongly about not wearing shoes, so he changed his name. And I thought that was unique, and then I looked in the phone book, and there were 12 other Barefoots. That's the kind of town it was. And so I started looking I would hang out at this place, Bob's Sports Bar, World Famous Grill, and I would go there and just watch ball games and hang out. It was the kind of joint that they'd have ketchup and mustard and a can of off on every table, mosquito spray. They called it Crystal Beach Cologne. It was everywhere. And but what I found out was that I was the only guy who could play guitar and sing simultaneously on the whole peninsula. So I had a monopoly on the entertainment business for a while. And I started getting gigs at Bob's, and then eventually I got a gig at the Ship's Wheel, and then Genie's 1, and then that eventually led to a gig at Genie's 2, which was a bait camp inside of a trailer 20 feet behind Genie's 1. I got a gig at Sharky's and the Stingery where I was a waiter, and I was killing it there for a while. Until this fella named Coy Wolf moved to town, and Coy had something I didn't have. He had a karaoke machine. And I didn't think that was going to be a problem, but I was wrong. People love karaoke. They preferred it over me, actually. So my customers started going to watch Coy instead of me. So I got together with some of the bar owners, and I came up with my first ever marketing strategy. We figured out that if we tie food and drink specials in with the show, we might be able to lure people back into the gig. And so at the Stingery, there was 25-cent buffalo wings and Hayes Carll. Right? At Sharky's, which was like the club, the nightclub in town, at Sharky's, it was $1.25 Bloody Marys and Ladies Night with Hayes Carll. Which, if you've never been to a ladies' night in Crystal Beach, Texas, it's more shrimper boots and Virginia Slim 120s than your typical affair. But my favorite was back at Bob's Sports Bar, World Famous Grill. They had this little neon sign on wheels that they would roll out every Thursday night. It said, "All you can eat fried chicken and Hayes Carll, $4.99. Hell of a deal.